Hi, my name's Tony Doman, and we're outside of the Radio Bristol studio here at the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. I have a program here on this station called Mountain Song and Story, along with so many other DJs who work here, and we broadcast from right here. So radio emerged as a powerful tool in the early 1920s, and it was a great way for people to communicate, from broadcasting things like educational programming, to news and politics, to even Franklin Delano Roosevelt's famous radio fireside chats. But most importantly for us, radio is a great way to share our music. So many stations started sharing country and traditional music through barn dance style programs. Some examples of this include the WLS National Barn Dance, broadcasting out of Chicago, which began back in 1924, and you've probably heard of this one, the Grand Ole Opry, WSM's Grand Ole Opry, which began back in 1925. The 1930s also saw many of these barn dance style programs start to grow in popularity right here in Appalachia. In barn dance style shows, the shows focused on bringing old-time music to listeners and audiences. This really instilled a lot of pride in local communities. The format of these shows had musicians, many of them were show regulars, and they would often play a few songs, and sometimes other segments would include storytelling, music, and even comedy. They were really fun. A lot of musicians use this platform as an opportunity to promote their music and get other people to hear it. And they could promote their records, their upcoming tours, and even their songbooks. There were many popular radio programs right here in this region. They include Knoxville, Tennessee's Midday Merry-Go-Round, Barrel of Fun broadcasting out of Elizabethton, and Saturday Night Hayride coming from Kingsport, Tennessee. Right here in Bristol, we had WOPI that started broadcasting in 1929, and we had WCYB, which broadcast Farm and Fun Time, which first aired in December of 1946. Farm and Fun Time is a bluegrass style program, bluegrass, old time, and Appalachian music that really featured a lot of really prominent bluegrass artists, from Jim and Jesse to the Stanley Brothers to many other artists. And Radio Bristol has actually rebroadcast this program to bring it up to new and current audiences. So the museum hosts a working radio station. It's actually part of the permanent exhibits, and I'm actually standing in front of it right now here inside the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. And we have so many programs. There's actually over 30 DJs who have really unique and exciting programs here on the station. I have one called Mountain Song and Story. Some of my favorites are the Honky Tonk Hit Parade with Bailey George, and we also have a really fun show called the Radio Bristol Book Club, so you can actually read along and then hear people talk about some of the books. That's just an example of some of the things we broadcast. It's a really fun place to be. And if you're ever visiting the museum, you can actually see it for yourself. You can pop in, you can see who's on air, you can even see some bands who are performing live. What's really great about Radio Bristol is the use of technology. We have a radio console that has been updated on the inside to not just be a exhibit, but it's actually a working piece of equipment that was used originally in the 1940s and 50s. We also have other equipment like this microphone that was used from WOPI. Not only does Radio Bristol broadcast right here locally, but we also have an app, and you can stream our music right on the app and on the internet. We also have listeners in all 50 states and over 140 foreign countries. Radio Bristol is a low-power community radio station, which basically means that the signal strength is limited. For example, if you're driving through this area and listening to Radio Bristol in your car, you're probably only going to hear us for about a 30-mile radius. However, other radio stations can reach distances of up to 100 miles or more. This is pretty much dependent on the signal strength, the terrain, and other factors. An example of this is the 1930s border radio, where huge transmitters were built on the Texas and Mexico border. The transmitters were so powerful that they could broadcast from Mexico to Canada. The radio signal was so strong that it was rumored you could pick it up using a tin can on a barbed wire fence in Texas. The Carter family started playing at one of these stations in the 1930s. On a segment called The Good Neighbor Get Together, they often played one of their most famous songs, Keep on the Sunny Side, which is a tune that you've probably heard and still hear today. It was through the On the Border radio sessions that the Carter family's popularity was firmly established.